Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Simon Mwangi. We are live. Today we are hosting DFG Wolverines. We've taken a different route. I hope Celine will join us soon. She's having a bit of trouble. So before I continue, I have to introduce my co-host, George Juguna. Jugush, how are you doing, man?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's a bit cold, so that's why you're seeing me with a very heavy.
Yeah, where you come from, I know. You have to keep yourself warm.
Yes. Otherwise, when I start coughing, people will think otherwise. Yeah. So
Good.
today we have with us the DFG Wolverines. We have the coach, we have the captain, and we have the big man himself, who's the sponsor. So let's start with who do we start with, Njugush? I'm a bit.
You start with the big man.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Let's start with the big man. Welcome, and also tell us how to pronounce your name, because we had to practice quite a bit offset to get it right.
My full name is Boudewijn Rip, but as I said earlier, you can call me Bou. I think that's the most easy way to pronounce it.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's a bit cold over here too, so I'm also dressed warm.
So on a lighter note, pia mimi niko majuu. So I'm also in Europe, so let's go to the coach.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Breaking.
Yeah, you're okay. Please continue.
Good. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yes, thank you for the hosting today, Bush and Simon. Welcome, Bodin. I hope you're doing well, however cold it is, and we are ready for the interview. Okay. Yeah. So we'll tell them about DFG.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So it's more of a discussion than an interview. So don't feel like it's too formal. Celine, welcome. Can you hear us? Okay, we seem to have lost her again, but we'll try to get her. Yeah, so guys, in case you don't know DFG Wolverines, I think Jugush has a short history about DFG Wolverines. Jugush, tell us about DFG Wolverines, the much you know about them.
I don't want to have Bao say that I don't have facts about this. So because this is something that is close to his heart, probably he can just go ahead and tell us what DFG Wolverines is.
Yeah.
Sorry, you asked a question to me?
Yes.
Okay, well, let me first start with not with DFG Wolverines, but with DFG. The full name of DFG is Dutch Flower Group. The Dutch Flower Group is founded about 20 years ago and by a merger of two family companies. And actually, it's still a family company. It's quite big. It's one of the biggest flower trading companies in the world, and that's what we are, a flower trading company. We buy flowers from all over the world, and we sell flowers from all over the world. Very big producing countries are Kenya, Ethiopia, Colombia, Ecuador, South America, and Netherlands, of course. Those are the main countries. And we sell those flowers in Europe, we sell those flowers in America, and we sell them in China. So practically all over the world. Also a lot of other countries, but those are the most important countries. When the Dutch Flower Company, the Dutch Flower Group was founded 20 years ago, one of the decisions that has been taken is that the owners at that moment said, we're not only dealing in flowers, we also have a responsibility for the world around us. So we're not here only to buy flowers, to sell flowers, to make profit, but we also feel ourselves responsible for the people on this planet, especially in the regions where we are active. And at the same moment, they founded a foundation, the Dutch Flower Foundation. And with that foundation, we still support all kinds of projects and initiatives all over the world, in all the areas where we are active, especially focused on vulnerable people, young people. It's very, very broad. It's not a tremendous amount of money, because I mean we are only Dutch Flower Group, and we're not a very big multinational, but we try to do our best and to help people, and we've done quite a few projects already in Kenya, in and around Nairobi, but also in other places, in Ethiopia, in Holland, in England, in Mexico, so everywhere. So that's the Dutch Flower Foundation. I happen to be the chairman of the Dutch Flower Foundation. I'm one of the directors of the Flower Group, but also chairman of the Dutch Flower Foundation. Why did we do something in Kenya? Well, Kenya, as I said earlier, Kenya is a very important flower producing country, around Naivasha, but also around Thika and around Mount Kenya regions. And I think about 8 years ago, we bought a small freight forwarding company at the airport, at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. And since that time, we are very active in Kenya. And at a certain moment, I met some people. We can talk about it later. Met some people, and we've decided to do also something in hockey. I've played hockey myself. A few years, not as a. When I was young, I played soccer and later on tennis, but I also played a little bit hockey. I did some coaching. I did some referee. So I think I know a little bit about hockey, but not as much as Gordon and Celine, but I know a little bit about hockey. But at least our heart was there too. So we've decided to do something in hockey, both in the development area with Tom Olo and also with Wolverines. So that was, let's say, that all those things together led to the decision to sponsor a hockey team, a ladies hockey team, and we call them DFG Wolverines.
Good stuff. Thank you very much. What position did you play?
To be honest, in soccer, I played a midfielder. I was the midfielder, the central player. But my technique in hockey was not that good, so they put me in a defending position.
Good.
Yeah. Before we move on to Godi, we call him Godi. It's a bit weird to call you Gordon.
It's okay.
So we'll call you Godi for even the fans who know you as Godi. Remember, guys, you can ask questions, make comments in the comment section below. If you have any questions, we'll be able to ask about Godi and Celine. I hope she will be able to join us soon. So, Godi, why the name Wolverines?
Yes. Why the name Wolverines? I think by the nature of the animals, the wolves, they walk in packs, and there's usually a saying that says that the strength of the wolf is usually in the pack, and the strength of the pack is in each wolf. So actually, it's the ladies who came with the name by themselves, and I think the way they relate to each other and how they operate in training and in games, they're more of a Wolfie, let me say that. Yeah. So I think it's appropriate. Yeah. So, and also to add on to the Dutch flower group, Wolverines, it's an appropriate name. Looking at the dynamics of the flower industry and how they are dominating the market. It's the same way now you're dominating games, looking carrying on from that. Yes, Simon.
Yeah, and I'll be honest here, Njugush. I'm very jealous of Godi because I was in the same coaching class with Godi, and he went on to win the league. And I haven't won the league, so and top on to that, I'm no longer a coach, so you can imagine how jealous I am.
I think what I can tell you, Simon, is after lunch, what did you used to do? Were you staying behind to sleep and taking a nap, or are you going back to class like Gordon?
Well,
to do more studies.
Yes.
Well, I can't say we really had lunch because, while doing a coaching course, we do more studies because the structure changed on how to get. So I think I'll have a sit down with Godi so that I get notes from him.
Yes. Yeah,
so anyway, let's talk about great. Let's talk about the growth of the club. This is the third year. In their second year, or in your second year, you won the league. How has the experience been for you as a young coach, as someone who's, I think it's your first gig as the coach. How is the experience?
If I maybe begin by first question, forming the team was a little bit of a challenge because when for the union, there are a number of things that we are expected to fulfill, and sometimes it is not very easy to fulfill them in the first season. So I'm lucky that we had a bunch of talented ladies who had just stepped out from playing somewhere else and were willing to join our club. So by that time, we had to pick and invite people to come and join us so that we form a formidable side. So the first season, I must say that it was for the formation, organizing, arranging, putting the structures so that we can look and chart a way forward on how far we're going to go. And the second season, we just had the title, just had to go for the title. Looking at the quality we had, looking at the infrastructure we had, looking at the support we had, that was our target. And I'm happy that we achieved it. Yes, I'm.
Great. Now let's talk about that first season. You said that you formed the team. It was a time to adjust. I followed closely your recruitment. You looked to pick somewhat of players who've played together. Some of your players have come in from KU, the likes of Susan Wafula and the captain Celine, who are also instrumental for KU and were instrumental for you in the second season, winning the league. Looking at Celine, the leadership qualities, she was a nominee at the awards. You had Susan, who was the club top scorer. Was it the structure you are looking for? Basically, looking for those partnerships in your team.
Yeah, that was one of the factors that I considered. And then secondly, I had to look at the longevity of the team. As much as we have a 2-year target on attaining the title, we had also to ensure that in these 2 years, we have other years in which we'll be able to challenge for the Premier League, which are starting this season. Yeah, I was also, I think, very lucky to have players who had played together, not only maybe in campus or in other clubs. I think also in high school, I had like 3 other juniors who played in the same school. So it was easier for them to understand each other and for incorporate the techniques together.
Yes. And how was it for you last season? you started by losing 2 games. As a coach, what was going through your head? Is it like, God, we are having a bad season again, or you just ask them to push on and look forward for the best?
No, I didn't think that we were not going to win. I just told them not to stop believing. Okay, because when you look at the way they were playing and the way we were losing, it was still a bit of, I must say that maybe the last season's learning curve got us into this season, which was not supposed to be the case. But I was very, very impressed. Training stepped up, work rate stepped up. So we didn't lose any other match after all the first 2 matches. So after that, we went and swept and we got the title.
Now, a question to Bao. How is it for you as someone who's invested in this team? How's the feeling seeing that investment bearing fruit, seeing the ladies fulfilling that dream of lifting the title?
It gives a lot of satisfaction. Not only the reason that we had the title last year, but also the fact that people enjoy playing, because I think that's one of the most important things. Enjoy the game, have fun with each other, but also have the ambition to win. And to win the title doesn't mean that you have to win every match, but at least if you have the long-term objective to win, that's important. And that's also the comparison with the Dutch Vrouwen. We are very, let's say, we are a profit-oriented organization, but we also have a lot of attention for the people working in our organization. I think that combination is more or less the same with Wolverine. That gives me a lot of satisfaction, and I'm very proud of the enthusiasm of all the ladies and the mixture of young players and more experienced players we have.
Let me ask you about a quick question. Many investors would want to get into a team that has a record, and I will not mention names here, irrespective whether a men's team or a ladies team. But why form a club from scratch, or be part of a formation from scratch? Because that's a very big risk, I must say.
Yeah, well, I don't see the risk. We don't see the risk of that. I mean, the most negative thing, if you call it negative, is that you lose all the games. But I mean, it's I don't believe that. With, let's say, with the people we had on board, I didn't believe that we would lose everything. And the ambition was when we started, and the ambition still is, that in a couple of years we're one of the, let's say, top teams in Kenya. Yeah, I would say it's even more a challenge than a risk. I don't like to talk in risks. I like to talk in challenges. It was a challenge. And, is it an investment? Yes, it is a kind of an investment. But I mean, I think by all the things the team is doing, by using the social media, by doing a lot of communication, we have, as Dutch Vrouwen Group, are very, very proud of, let's say, having our name in DFG Wolverines.
Good. Godi, let me come back to you.
Yes.
And let's look at your successful year. And Simon alluded to this. So I have statistics with me from HockeyKE.com, and I'm just looking at the stats that you have. Let's begin with the goals that you scored. You scored 18 goals and conceded 7. You had 8 match clean sheets, meaning you won 6 games away. 6 games home, 4 games away. You drew 2 away, and then you had the first 2 losses that Simon talked about, bringing it to a total of 14. How did you manage to do this? And building up from what you had achieved from the first year. Let's teach Simon some lessons. Simon, you can get
come on, Jugush, don't.
pen.
Come on. You're making me look bad, man. At least I have won Kusa.
Okay. It's okay.
That's on a lighter note, my brother.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so thank you, Jugush. Thank you, Jugush, for the good stats. I think how is more zeal, okay? Because when we look at now, I remember earlier I had talked about forming the team and there are a number of players who had left outside. So we brought in fresh legs, we brought in good experience, and the kids who had finished high school now joined the team full time. So it was very easy for us now to manage a fully fledged formidable side. Okay. I might say that maybe the first 2 games we were trying to test. Then now we embarked on a totally different system. Okay, and then after that, now we realize that then it's working. So now let's pick points. The other thing is that we set a bar. We took before the season began. We sat down with the ladies, had a good talk, and we agreed that this is the number of points that we are supposed to achieve. And surprisingly, we only didn't beat it by only 2 points. So I think that was 100 to 90% achievement, and I'm glad about that. So setting targets was one that made it our second season to be very successful. And then secondly, also the new fresh legs we added and the experience we also added was also a very big plus to us. Yes, Jigush.
Good. A quick one. Yes, Simon.
Before Jigush, you ask, let me interject there a bit.
Yes.
You've spoken about recruitment and adding fresh legs. We've also seen you go back into the market this past transfer window and get a bit of experience. You've snapped up the HockeyKE's Super League Women's Player of the Year in
that's Paula. Yes.
Yeah, and then you've also got Jacqueline Gakuya, who's also a former KU player.
Yes, true.
You've strengthened in key positions. Is it a statement of intent that probably you want to match the big wigs in Premier League, especially considering that you drew 0-0 in your first game with such a big club like Strathmore?
Yeah. We strengthened a number of areas. We brought in Paula. We've also talked about Jacqueline. We've talked about Mary. We talked about. We've not talked about HockeyKE. We also have some young players for a good goalkeeper from Kerugoya, who's called Vita. So we looked at the areas that are very key when you're playing high level. High level here is the Premier League in Kenya, and also when you look at the Premier League in Kenya, we are going to play a number of teams who have experience in the club championship, and also, of course, we have a team that have been winning the African Club Championship year in, year out. Yeah. So we had to ensure that if we want to at least make a statement or give a fight, then we had to beat some areas. And I'm glad that after the season, we sat down and looked at the players we wanted. And I'm happy to say that at least we got all of them.
Gordon, just a follow-up from Simon's question. So what areas were you filling up? Were you beefing up?
We're beefing up basically on maybe utility and majorly on midfield. So we got Paula and we got Jacqueline who can do midfield, and Paula can also do leaning forward or center or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And from just to ask one more, Jugush, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Last season we saw you build a team around Susan, who was a key player in midfield. She was linking up defense and forward, scoring goals, field goals, short corners. this season, are you doing the same, or you have another pivot in which you are building the team around?
Okay, last season, Susan was, I think we work on her, like we capitalized on her work rate, on her endurance, say when you compare to the number of people you are, so the opponents you're playing with. And this season, yes, we can build it around people, but we are not going to overburden a particular player, because now when you look at the position that Susan was playing, we have added 2 more people. So at least we will have variety, looking at the pieces of quality that each player is going to add into the team. Yeah.
Okay, Jugush.
Good. Let me read a few comments before I ask what the question. Remember, if you have any comment or question, just comment on the comment section, and we're going to definitely ask Bao and Gordon. And I can see Selena is back. I don't know if she's been able to sort out her audio, but we'll be able to get back to her in just a few. However, let me look at Jerry Kana says, good job, Coach Gordon, and a goalkeeper. I think he's making reference to Celine. Beryl Atieno says, proud of you. Ndombela Sikwata says, DFG Wolverines isn't just a hockey team, it's a family. And Gordon, you're going to talk about that in just a few, how you've managed to, just keep the team together and be able to achieve the results that you have achieved. Okay. Jairus Boka, I can say without a doubt, our biggest fan. He says that wakazaji, washindi, viongozi, great team, nice job from all the coaches and management.
Thank you.
And then people are waiting for Celine to talk. And then Wanjiro Wairimu confirms what Ndombela Sikwata says. She just says, definitely, and just like any family, we laugh, we cry, we fight, we love, but most importantly, we build each other and win together. Proud Wolverine. And your TM, that is our good friend Dennis. Yes, Dennis says that, wow, strength of the Wolverines lies in the park. So how do you keep this team together? Because it's not an easy in one, considering what Simon said at the beginning. It's your first time to do this. How have you managed to keep it together?
Okay. First of all, I have to thank the guys in the comments. Thank you very much for watching and for the good words. Keeping a team together is a challenge, I must say, because we have a number of people who have gone through it and know the challenges. But I'm glad that the group of ladies we have, first of all, even before they were teammates, they were friends. And before they were friends, some of them played hockey together and also maybe went to school together. So just strengthening that bond. And when I bring maybe a new unit or I bring a new player, I find a way to engrave them, into the existing structure. Usually, as a team, we have like sessions, and I don't say there are no planned sessions, but maybe ad hoc sessions, maybe online or maybe in training, where we crack jokes, someone releases whatever is in their chest, so that before the game happens, we usually have a small dance session orchestrated by our able TM. Dennis, so at least removes the butterflies and brings the team together. So I'm very happy that even the ladies and the girls and Bo and Dennis, they make it very easy because they support in each and every single way that they can to make sure that the Wolves are still in a park. Yeah.
Let's face it, Gordon. You have entered the big girls' league. if I can use that word. And it won't be a walk in the park.
It's not going to be.
What's your strategy? Because it's good, and I must commend you. Your first game, you managed to draw against Strathmore, which is not an easy team to get a point from. What's your game plan, man? Where do you want to end? I know you've had this discussion with Bao and the team. Where do you want to get at the end of this, achieve at the end of this league, if everything goes well and we go back and play the league?
Okay, we pray everything goes well so that we go back and enjoy our lives and enjoy hockey. We have set a target, and this target is, let's say, it's player oriented. It's like the players decided that this is what we want to do, and this is how we are going to coexist. So, but if maybe I can give you, I want to mention numbers or maybe put targets, but we have a number of ways we are going to make sure that we stay in that league. The first thing, and then we have points that we should attain, whether we are staying there or we're not staying there. Then we have also targets. We have points that will give us a podium finish, and also we have points that will give us the title if you achieve. So we have the scenarios, and all these three scenarios will work for us. We are not going to beat ourselves so much if we don't achieve them, because at the end of it all, we must make sure that we have fun and enjoy the game, because the family unit must be in place. Whether the family is cracking or the family is achieving, we are going to stick together.
But at the same time, you must ensure that you have. Sure, Simon. So go on.
Yeah.
Yes, Simon.
Yeah. It's a question to Bo. Now let's talk on the corporate angle. As someone who's invested heavily on this team, why take a risk with Gordon to lead the team? He was untested, no experience at all, but you still gave him the team to. You still invested in his team.
Yeah. Well, it's the second time you mentioned the word risk. I don't know risk, and I don't want to hear it. I mean, it's all about challenges. And
Okay.
what I said earlier, when we started with DFG Wolverines, the ambition, we had our own ambition, let's say, to come to the top of the Kenyan League in a few years. And when it's not this year, it might be next year. Fun and that those elements are very important. And the other thing we said, we don't want to start with, let's say, a fully bought team with all settled people and all settled coaches. So we want to give people opportunities. And perhaps that's also the answer on your question. It's too easy to buy a team, and that's not a guarantee. There's not a guarantee to win any title. And I would like to emphasize on what Gordon said earlier: the family and the culture. And in fact, in an organization, in our organization, that's the same. We hire a lot of young people in our organization. Why? Because we see that those people have talents, and we try to mix them with the experienced people in our organization and build a coherent team from them. And that's exactly the same as Gordon is doing, or Goddy, as you call it.
Yeah. Great. Celine has joined us. Celine, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Salimia watu, greet us. I hope you are not on top of a tree. I can see Dombela Sikwata say umepanda mti.
Hi guys, I had to climb on top of a tree. Yes. So sorry for the delay. I am happy to have followed up with the chats that I have had. Great talk over here. My name is Noma DFG. Yeah.
So if I can just come in, how is it being the captain of 2019 champions? How was it for you as a captain? Celine, can you hear me?
Honestly, at first it was very hard, bearing in mind that I'm being the captain of people that
I can't hear you.
bearing in mind that I'm being the captain of people that
I think Simon, we seem to have a problem with
Her connection. She seems to have a problem. Celine, probably you can try to get another connection and then join us. We really, really want to hear from you, especially a player's perspective. Yeah.
I think Simon, we seem to have a problem with her connection. She seems to have a problem.
Celine, probably you can try to get another connection and then join us. We really, really want to hear from you, especially a player's perspective.
I think Simon, we seem to have a problem.
Hello. We
Hello.
have some feedback.
yeah, I think we have some feedback from Bao.
Mhm.
And then,
Simon, maybe we can.
Yep.
You'd want to read a few messages, or you can want to pick
Yes,
up.
let me read a few messages as we try to get Celine back. Today we have a lot of comments. Wow, it seems you guys are popular. You're very popular. Yeah, let me see. Let me see. Njugush, my device has decided to crash on me.
Okay, good. Let me read because I can see them. People are making fun of Celine. Someone is saying ameanguka.
Yeah. Yes. We can see here. Yes, I'm now here. Jedi says tuna feature game. We can't reveal our game plan. I think Gordon was good at evading that question. Obviously, as a coach, you can't always give away your game plan. Come on, Jugush.
but he can give us. He can give us something.
Yeah. Yes. So Chef Kurisile says it's easier to maintain the bond because one of us is aware of the bottom line. Play, fun, and love. And I think Godi, you highlighted that as well.
Yeah. True.
Original says game plan tunaijua. So yes. Dennis Owoka, who's the TM, says, "Hey Bodwin, glad to hear you played in defense. There is a Masters League now. Please come and play for my team."
Yeah, I invited him also.
Yeah, so
he didn't see me playing yet, so.
But they seem to have faith in you, so you can still just
yes.
go ahead and get a stick and come to the pitch.
Yeah, probably he thinks in challenges too.
Yes. Thank you guys for watching. Sheila Vugutsa says my happy place.
Thank you, Sheila,
for watching. Odor, Odor Merian says following the big brother. Kudos, Omoyo,
thank you.
Amonga, good job. Keep going. Thanks everyone for watching, for all the comments, the reactions. Over to you, Njugush.
May I make one more comment, please?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because initially, at the beginning, I introduced the Dutch Flower Foundation as a part of the Dutch Flower Group. And we are always looking to interesting projects and initiatives to support. And if any one of the listeners have a potential project, I would like to refer him or her to our African representative of the Dutch Flower Foundation, Nobela Sekwata. I think everyone knows her, or everyone has her email or phone number. So if anyone has a project, please contact Ndombela.
Ndombela. Good. Gordon, just one or two more questions, and then we just get probably just take this home. So you've evaded my question on what you want to achieve this year. So just answer this one.
Okay.
Where do you want to finish? Where do you want to finish? Top 3, top 4, top 1? It's good to
okay. That question is leading, yeah. It's the other one asked the other way around, yeah. But we are going to do our best. Let's just promise you a good show, and we're going to have fun as a team, and we're also going to make sure that we achieve our targets, because sometimes our targets might not be favoring like maybe the league or something, but at least we are going to make sure we achieve what we set, because I have to assure you that our targets are not few targets, they're not little targets. Okay. So yeah, having played the first game versus Strathmore, which is a big side, and then drew with them, we can gauge how far you can gauge how far you're going to go, and I believe you're going to give the big teams a run for their money.
Okay, it's not confirmed, and it's not confirmed that whether you will still continue with home and away games as previously the Premier League is. You may decide to go in on a one straight game, one leg. So, but this is not confirmed until you get a specific information from KHU. Then we're going to talk about this. But if this is the case, because this is a possibility, and this league has been played like that before. Will you now go back to your strategy, because it's a one-way league, and this one is you lose one, that's it. You may lose the top position that you want.
Yeah, sure. I think we'll have to go back to the drawing board and see what we need to do, because now that will look like every game is a must win, or every game is like a final. Okay? So at least we are going to review. Okay, but still our game system and our structure, we're going to ensure that at least we do something extra, because we're going to play like 8 or 9 games apart from the 16 or 18. So at least now we'll have something to work with. Thank you for the gutter.
We've seen, actually there are a few teams who've been established, and then they went on either their first year or second year achieving what Wolverines have achieved, and one of the teams is Lakers, which is also a ladies team. You being one of the coaches, I think you are the only one to beat them. What do you think about these new ladies teams? Yeah, I think you're the only team to beat them at home. Yeah, at home. Yeah, no, that is away in Kisumu. How is it for you as a coach in the women's game, seeing such young teams coming up and being able to go up and challenge the other experienced teams?
Okay, yeah. I think it's a very good thing when more ladies team join, especially more young teams come in, and at least it's going to ensure the growth of the team. And I'm also very happy because they come from different regions. At that time, I had Eldoret bringing in a team. We had Bungoma trying to bring up a team, Kisumu. It is a very good thing, because when you look at the concentration of clubs in Kenya, most of the clubs are in Nairobi, and maybe one in Mombasa, one in Nakuru, and that's all. But, so that makes it very easy for us as a country, or us as a development committee in the union, to ensure that we have a pool of teams to pick from players around around the country. So I'm happy that you guys commended the team for being the first team to beat Lakers in Kisumu. It was a very interesting match. It was one of the best matches we've ever played, and I'm happy about that. So I'm also going to commend them for being able to put up a fight last season. Considering it was their first, actually it was their second season, because the first season they came up to the league, and in the second season now they drew it. I think they drew Telkom away, and they were also winning the match. I have to give big up to them. So maybe I might call their coach and maybe borrow a leaf and so that you can see how to get into the first season of the Premier League. Yes.
Yeah, and now this question goes to both of you. We've mentioned a bit of growth, yes, but I think I'll start with Bo. You came into Kenya. You looked at a team to work with, and you selected a young women's team, and it's something we've been crying out for in the country, seeing people believing in young talents, especially in the women's game, because there was a decline in the growth of the women's game. So as someone who's come in to probably help a team to grow, what would you like to see more, especially in the Kenyan game? Because I know you follow the Kenyan game. I've also seen you watch the likes of Orange Leonas play at City Park.
Yeah, what I would like to see is much more, and that has something to do with, let's say, the development of young players. Much more young players coming in, preferable even more teams, perhaps more regional activities. I think that, let's say, Wolverines is one, but we would like to see also Kenyan hockey to be on a higher level. So that's not only Wolverines, and you can only get on a higher level when there are more teams playing, when there is more competition, when there is more matches. So we are very in favor of as much as possible new teams, small tournaments, all kind of informal things happening, and wherever we can contribute to that, we will, and that's in the interest of Kenyan hockey, but that's also in the interest of DFG Wolverines.
Yeah. Now, Gordon, to top up on what Bo has said, we've also seen, I think it's been a while. We've been joined by one of the players of Wolverines. Hi, say hi first before we continue, and introduce yourself.
Hi everyone.
Hi. So who are you? Who you've invaded our meeting? So tell us who you are.
My name is JD.
Thanks, JD.
Yes. What's the title, coach? What's the one?
I think let me help the coach here.
You're the assistant captain.
Let me help the coach here. I think your techno Pivot 3 plus.
Yes. But because the name is difficult, we'll just call you Techno.
No.
So Karibu Sana, we'll get to you shortly. Gordon, to build on what Bo has said, we've seen, I think, in my lifetime, I'm still young. I'm not that old.
Yeah.
Okay. We've seen a female coach being appointed for the national team, and you as a coach of a women's team, do you think it's the right step, and do you think that those are the right moves you are making in terms of the women's game in the national team?
Yeah, it's okay to have a female coach a female team, because when you look at maybe I can talk about the individuals who are mentioned to be the coaches. When you look at the coaches who are mentioned, were appointed rather, they had played at good levels and they have maybe vast experience. And I think they understand the approach to the game from a lady's perspective, considering how far they have gone and how much they have played, and also the number of trainings they have attended. So I'm happy with the appointments, and also I agree that when it comes to coaching a national setup, you have also to share the structures that the national team is expected to incorporate to the other lady clubs, whether they are coached by ladies or being coached by men, so that when they get to the national setup or for the trials, they understand what is expected of them in terms of what the coaches want, the national coaches want, and also what the club coaches were forwarded. Okay, so if it's a system, or if maybe it's a diet structure, or if maybe it's a workout structure, then you have to ensure that it's shared across, so that when it gets there, you don't start training people on basics when it's a month to the Olympics qualifiers or it's a month to the African Championship. So I agree with that. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a good move by KHU.
By the union, yes.
Yes. JD, karibu sana, welcome. Unfortunately, Celine is still having issues, but we are glad to have you so that you can get a player's perspective. Now, you as the assistant captain, how is it for you, first of all, playing for DFG Wolverines, and second of all, how was the experience building that team from last season and winning the league this season?
Okay, so first playing for the team, the best thing about it was that it was so unexpected. I always narrate the first game that we ever played as a team. We weren't even sure what our name was. We hadn't decided to really form a team. We just showed up and played at KU Opens. Then suddenly we found ourselves in the finals. And then someone asked us, "Mnajiregister kama nani?" And we didn't really know what to say. And then we hadn't expected to make it to the finals. We'd already made plans for Sunday afternoon. So it was just the magic of that first game. I think that is what has held us together this long, yeah? And then some of us had really difficult experiences with their previous teams. So we always try and keep the main priority of the team is to make sure that we are family at every point, because we can focus on playing so much to the point that we forget we actually play hockey to get away from the realities of life. So most of our successes, most of our best moments, they're actually forged outside the field and then transferred inside the pitch. Sometimes someone might think that's a bad thing. People always go like, mkifight kwa uwanja, inafaa ibaki kwa uwanja. Then when you meet outside your pals, or the other way around. But we often try to make it one unified unit, that we forge our friendships outside, that such that when we go into the game, you can actually see that people understand each other. But okay, of course there are challenges. Half of our team is Eldoret. We have people coming out of town. We have some people who come from as far as Bondo. So it's kind of hard sometimes to coordinate the training. And like the first game that we played against Strathmore recently, someone mentioned that it's visible that we aren't training together. So it becomes a challenge at some point, yes. But I believe as the team progresses through this league, we are making arrangements to ensure that we can train together, we can get more that magic of being one team. It can be more perceptible. That's actually okay. That's the only part of this. Tulisema tuna feature game. That's the only tell you.
Yeah.
We are working on building our team magic, and definitely it's going to get better.
Okay. Before I ask George and Jugush to read a few comments and probably shoot a few questions towards your way. Why did you choose to play for Wolverines? That's question number one. Question number two. We've seen teams that have a financial backing in the league perform way better than teams that are self-sponsored. Is it because you take away all the worries that everything is sorted out by the management, all you just need to do is to concentrate on training? or is it the pressure that you have to perform because someone is having your back?
Okay. So the first question was why I chose Wolverines.
Mhm.
Okay, actually, it's a very basic reason. I want to give some extraordinary reason, but my reason is just very basic. Most of the members, they were my friends. They were my mentors from KU, Kinandosh, Beryl. When I went to KU, I found them almost finishing school. Then they all left and went to one team. Yeah. So the moment I decided to transit from my previous team, of course, I sought a place where I would be more comfortable. And of course, they have a very pretty uniform. It makes all of us very pretty. Also, when I interacted with the sponsors of the team the first time, on that occasion, when I'm talking about the KU Opens, I got the feeling that they were very committed to the team, not just in the typical, we will sponsor you if you win way. The fact that DFG participates in so many, sponsorships, or they work with so many charitable situations, I don't think to them we are an investment as such. What I feel is that we are part of their family. You know, it's a different feeling from being a corporate investment. So I think that was part of it. I felt like I was joining a family, not simply being a new investment where I have to go out there and struggle and win. And at the end of the day, if you don't win, you're in for it. You know, it was just a bit different because my previous situation was a corporate sponsorship and there was a lot of pressure by day. I just felt like it was time to ease into something where you are part of a family, you enjoy what you do, you strive to win, yes, but you will not die if you don't win.
Yeah, well said. Jugush?
Jugush, you're still on mute.
Good.
Yeah.
Simon had decided to mute me a bit. So let me read a few messages. Thank you so much for coming in and standing in for Celine. You're such a good assistant captain, eh? Yani nikasabu kamefanyika haraka. A few messages. Let me just read. This one is from my good friend Gibson Older, who is watching. He says, learning hockey here. Please orient us on the top stories of hockey in the country. So keep it the Hockey Republic, my brother, and you'll get to know more about that. Said Rashid says that, where are you? It's gotten lost. So happy to hear the Ladies League has packed well, in that there are challenges in almost playing every game, unlike here's back, making reference to, you know, it's not going to be easy. You guys have brought in a challenge and we really are looking forward to seeing this. Yes, nitasalimia Oilibia Godi. You're doing a good work. Thank you so much.
Why the name Oil Libya?
I don't know. That's our code name.
Yeah, we'll meet on the comment section.
Dennis Walker says, "Hey JD, when are we seeing you back on the pitch again?" So that will be my first question to you, and then anasema welcome back, and you will have to earn your position. Competition in noma sana. I think hapa na coach, so already ashajipea sub. Anajua ataingia kurudi kucheza. Very Latiano says, please ask JD to name her top 6 players. I don't know if she wants you to name from Wolverines or she wants you to keep it gender, because this is a very tricky question considering you are a family. I know it will be hard for you.
Yes. or does she want to be named among the top 6?
Oh, probably that's what.
Beryl, let me just say your name. Hi, Beryl. Hi, Beryl again.
When are we seeing you back to the pitch, JD? Now that you've already given yourself a sub.
As soon as the league resumes.
Are you training? Because before we came on air, we were just chatting up, and Godi was asking people if they are doing their workouts. Are you receiving your workouts and doing it?
Well, right now it's just light, yeah. So there's not much you can do from the house. So we are hoping that when the league resumes, at least we'll have time to train. Some of us have been out for a while. So hopefully there'll be training time before the league can actually start. If that happens, then the first match, venye Deno amesema, I'm out there looking for my position.
You're out there looking for your position.
Yeah.
Good.
You better.
And that's not a threat.
They are a family. I don't think they can threaten each other here.
Yes.
Bao, let me get back to you. And even as we just bring this to a close, there's someone out there who would want to invest in this game. And to be quite honest, DFG coming into and just investing in a new club is a sigh of breath air to the hockey fraternity, because we've done interviews before, and actually I think it was Zach Aura who said that the game is slowly dying, but you coming, you have brought in a new lease of life. And I can just picture a flower, a rose flower from Naivasha, fresh smelling. JD, I know, can attest to this, because I want to assume she loves flowers a lot. Yes, I can see that smile. Yes, how would you, what would you tell someone who would want to come and invest in a club in this country?
That's to me.
That's to Bao.
I would say you shouldn't do it to earn money. You should do it because you love the game and you want to contribute to a very interesting sporting area where there is a lot of talent, where there is a lot of ambition, where there's a lot of motivation, where there's a lot of joy. And if you want to be a part of, let's say, such a development, please come and start a team, whether it's a ladies team or a men's team. It doesn't matter. But I think, let's say, if that's the approach, I would encourage everyone. And don't see it. I mean, you're continue to say investment, and I'm happy that Jerry said, well, it doesn't feel like an investment, and for us, it's also not an investment. It's, of course, there are costs involved, but it's not an investment that has to be paid out in a year or so. No, it's paid out every match when we see the ladies playing with a lot of enthusiasm.
Good, quite a different perspective you brought there, and I hope that many people who are watching this are able to come and apply this into this. So let me close this, and let me start with you.
I have one more thing to add, because
yes,
I think that explains everything what we're doing. The mission of the Dutch Flower Group, and you can see it behind me. The mission of the Dutch Flower Group is making life colorful. And that's what we try to do, making life colorful, also in Hockey Kenya.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. So Godi, in a minute,
yes,
give us your closing comments.
I have to thank you, HockeyKE and Hockey Kenya, for this good initiative. At least it's keeping us busy, and it's kind of keeping the game alive with conversations. I also have to thank the Dutch Flower Group company, also Bodwin in person for supporting the ladies. It takes a lot of sacrifice, because when you look at the amount of money is put in, he could have done something with the organization. He could have done something with a different project altogether, but he chose us. We are very lucky and we're very glad that you did that. Okay. I also have to thank the people who've watched. I also have to thank the girls for participating so much in the league last season. Also, all the stakeholders who are involved. Thank you so much. Okay. So we promise that to our fans, we will reveal the game plan and the points in good time. So just give us a moment. Keep following our social media pages, Dutch Flag Group, Wolverines Hockey Club, and also the Dutch Flag Group on Facebook and the website. Thank you very much.
Now I see why Bao decided to invest in your team. You're a very good marketer.
Okay, thank you.
Bao, I'd like to finish with the lady. Your final words.
My final words. Well, making life colorful were my final words. I think that's the most important. I would like to thank you for the discussion, for asking me and DFG Wolverines in this discussion. Appreciate it very much. Please continue with these kind of discussions because it keeps the whole atmosphere alive while there is no hockey at this moment. Very good initiative, and let's hope that we can restart training, Jedi, and playing very soon.
Yeah, good. Jedi.
Yes.
You seem to be the last born in this family.
Among the ones who are online.
I must say, I love the couch you're sitting on.
Well, I could sell it to you.
You could sell it, surely.
Yeah.
Make my life colorful. Just send it over.
Yeah.
I'll give you my address.
And now you get another reason why she's the assistant captain. Another good marketer.
Already selling.
Give us your closing talk. Yeah.
Okay, so my main thing would be to thank Bodwin and DFG. We are really grateful by them for their commitment, their contributions. Like, it's not just about the money. Every time, every game, he sends his best wishes, and after every game, he sends his congratulations. He's just a constant presence despite the distance. We are very grateful. And then to the coach, Godi, tunakupenda, and we love your work. I know he's not here, but we're also really grateful. We've seen so much impact since he joined us. And the team, every member of the team, just know you're appreciated. We might not say that every day. We might not keep texting. Being in familia, we are one family and we'll always be one family. And then as of Beryl's question of 6 players, Beryl, I love everyone the same. I can't choose.
Just tell her she's number 1 to 6. That is easy.
That was going to 1 to 6. Just know you're number 1.
And number 6.
No. If I say 6, that's number 6. So she's my number 1, and the rest. Yeah, but anyway, I'm grateful for this session. So thank you, HockeyKE. Hopefully we can do this somewhere in the future.
Good. Thank you very much.
We'll get you in for more shows.
Yeah, sure.
I think for me, before I hand this back to Simon, is that first of all, one thing that has struck me is the unity that you have, and this is not just today. I think the last time we hosted a player from Wolverines, I could see the love and support in the comment section, and just getting it to hear from Bao and Gordon and even you, JD, is that you are indeed a family. You work as a pack. You're there to support one another, which is what we need in this game. So that, and especially at this time, because many people are going through many things, and it is my hope and prayer that we're going to see a different taste. I am really looking forward to watching you, how you're going to perform in this big girls league. And I know it's not going to be an easy one, but keep it up and keep up doing the good work. For Bao, thank you so much for supporting this team. I like what you have said. It's never about the money. It's about the investment. How much are you able to not be in a rush to make money out of it, which I think is what many people end up doing, because they want to see the results now and then. But for you, it's not. You're not that quick to make the decisions, which make it easier for the management, the technical management, and even the players, because they know they're getting in to give their best and what they can do best. So thank you very much. Remember, you can follow us on our social media handles. That is HockeyKE on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and Hockey Kenya the same on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. This Friday we have another surprise. We're not going to say, but this week is a week of surprises. So tune in. It will be on Hockey Kenya page, and they're definitely going to tell you more about what. But thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for Godi, JD, and even Celine, who was not unfortunately able to join us, and even Bo. Thank you so much for being with us. Over to you, Simon.
Yeah, yes, I think Njugush has said it all. Make sure you follow us. Njugush, he has a page. It's called It's George Juguna. Make sure you like his page. Personally, I don't have a page, but I'll accept your friend requests. It's at Simoninski everywhere. Bo, where can people find you on social media?
Just on the Boudewijn Rip.
I'm sure they'll be able to see the tag on the video and do the necessary. Godwin.
Yeah. Yes, Simon. I'm still the same on Facebook, Odward Gordon, also on Twitter and also on Instagram, and also on M-Pesa.
JD, where can people find you on social media?
My Facebook just goes under the same name, JD Zawadi G. Yeah, I'm most active on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, but really, just follow me on Facebook if you need to.
Okay. Also, remember, guys, you can.
Yes, Simon. Let me moderate this. Yes, Simon, now.
Thank you, Godi. Thank you for saving me. My final words are, Bo, thank you for putting your effort. You've warned me against using the word invest. So thank you for the much effort the DFG Flower Group is putting into the game, not only on Wolverines, because there are so many ladies you've given an opportunity to play hockey. You've also given us an opportunity to love the game even more. And as Jugusha said, we urge more people to come in and support the game, whether it's someone who has never played the sport before or is a former player who has the time, money, and passion to come back and support the game. Remember, guys, you can catch this and every episode also on our YouTube channel, that is the Hockey Republik, or THR. You can watch all of them. We usually upload them after every show. As Jugusha said, we will have a special show on Friday. We are trying to keep things interesting as well. So until next time, guys, bye-bye.